In this episode, I'm going to talk about how I attach a GoPro to my raft. I pretty much always have a GoPro when I'm rafting now, mostly to get video for the channel, but I also just like having it. I'm used to it, I'm accustomed to it, and I rig one every time. And I pretty much exclusively use this handlebar mount. I'll put a link down below. There'll be an Amazon link. We get a little bit of a commission if you buy from that link. If you don't like Amazon, cool, buy it somewhere else. But this exact one works really well for me. You can see I have it on here too. It comes in a few different colors. It's a really cool mount because it's meant for a bicycle handlebar, and you can put on a handlebar, but it swivels. So you can do a lot of different things with it. And it's fairly sturdy. I've broken a few hitting rocks and limbs with it, but they are they're pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with them. And I've chosen to use a raft paddle. I can't think of anything better than a paddle to attach a GoPro to. You can make some cool thing for the back with PVC, and you can buy special mounts. But the nice thing about having a paddle, whether this is a SUP paddle, which I like the SUP paddle because it's adjustable. I can put it further out if I want to, or put it higher, or just like a regular raft paddle. The big advantage is you have a paddle with you. So, you know, if you're in need of a paddle, you can turn your GoPro mount into an extra paddle. So it is kind of like one more spare paddle. It's a multiple use thing. And if you're traveling, you just bring this with you and then find a paddle wherever you go, or borrow a paddle. So I'm a big fan of this system. They're just a couple of little screws to clamp it down. There is a tool you need to really tighten the GoPro on. You can't really hand tighten it, so you have to have this little tool. It's like a little wrench for it. You can use channel locks too, but you need some kind of a wrench to tighten it. So I carry this in my PFD when I'm using it, and I usually have two of these with me in case I break one or lose one or whatever. And what happens sometimes is I'm tightening the GoPro on, and this little thing drops in the river. So having a backup one is great. Although I get that littering is bad, but sometimes it's an accident that they do, the little screw thing falls in the river. So anyway, whatever paddle it's on, I love this system. If it's in an empty boat, like a paddle boat or a small raft like this, I just jam it under the thwart, and I'll take like a little 2-3 foot strap, put it through the D-ring. I'll put a wrap around the paddle like that, and that's all I'll do. This is a pretty solid setup right here. I'm pretty happy with this. One strap and a D-ring. If I get this nice and tight, which will take me a minute, it's pretty solid. And I can kind of move the GoPro to the angle that I want. I like this because it's really simple, really easy to set up. I don't want to get to put in and spend 15 minutes like messing with stuff, making people wait for my GoPro. I try to never let the video slow down the trip. So I love this system. It's very easy. You can do the same thing with this paddle. Again, just shove it down there, throw the GoPro on. If you want to put more straps on, cool. But I found this does a pretty good job. Now, if you flip, it might come loose, and that's where maybe you want another strap. And sometimes I'll do an interior strap right here to really dial it in. But honestly, this is all I usually need. If it's a gear boat, it's a different setup. Because in a gear boat, like an oar boat, which I do a lot, I'll have a big stack of bags right here, and I'll put it more vertically. I think this is actually a better angle too for rowing, is this more vertical angle. This works. I mean, this isn't bad, but I think this is a super cool angle. And so sometimes I'll have this all the way out, sometimes not. And what I'll do here is I'll shove it in, and usually there's a spot you can get the paddle blade behind the bags. And the blade is really nice because it keeps it from twisting. It gives it some rigidity. I'll do that same strap from here. This one's a little too short now, so you need a little bit bigger strap. I'll do that same strap to the back D-ring, which is really the key strap. And I always like putting a wrap around the paddle for some extra friction. So I'll do this one strap back here, but in this case, it won't be enough usually. Like I said earlier, I'll do one strap in the thwart for a paddle boat, but for a gear boat, it's gonna wanna fidget like this a little bit. So I'll usually do another strap to this D-ring and another strap to that D-ring, or do some other creative stuff with the bags. Maybe I'll even do one more to the bags like that. And then I can just twist this, and it's a really nice angle for rowing a big gear boat. I think this works really well. It's gonna shift a little bit. It might twist a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's really good. And a lot of times my video will be cockeyed a little bit because it's at an angle. I'll go into Final Cut Pro and just turn the video. So although it's not perfectly straight, GoPros take such good video now. you can just like crop it and twist it, and you can fix it when you get back home. One thing about this system though is if you do flip, there's a really good chance you're gonna lose something. Like the GoPro might hit a rock. I've seen somebody flip and it gets stuck in the sand. And so you are gonna lose GoPro. So if you do this, please, you know, if you have the fanciest, newest GoPro, and I'm not sure I would be doing this. I like to use my GoPro 8s, my GoPro 9s, my older GoPros, because I may lose them if I flip, depending on where I'm going. If there's no chance of flipping or little chance of flipping, I'm comfortable with it. If it's a really hard river, I have a hard time putting an expensive GoPro on a stick this far up, but it creates awesome footage. So I highly recommend it. So again, pretty simple deal. I'll put a link down to this mount. I've used this exact one so much. I'm a big fan. They're 15 bucks. They're really easy. Extra paddle and shove it in. That's it. If you have other suggestions, other ways to mount GoPros, questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks.